The last Amiga Ireland I went to was in 2022, and that was just before the lockdown. So as soon as Ireland finished, we were all talking, oh, a lockdown's not going to happen, nothing's going to happen, see you guys next year. And then boom, suddenly all the madness happened, and it's great to be heading out there again. It was quite reasonable. It was £25 each way from East Midlands Airport, which is a pretty amazing price to get over to Ireland and the beautiful town of Athlone, which is host to Sean's Bar, the oldest bar in Ireland. So it was great to go over there. I got an Airbnb deal because a lot of places were taken. It was in a bit of a weird part of town, this whole section of shops had burnt down, but the place was pretty nice. It felt a bit kind of like a place that Leisure Suit Larry would stay in. It wasn't really my tastes, and I think it would have been good for a couple though. But they had some questionable choices about the decor, especially when you lied in bed and then had a look up. That was a bit odd. Yeah, but the Amiga Ireland event started at the Sheraton Hotel, which is where it's based in Athlone in the middle of Ireland. And I thank Rob so much for giving me a lift down there. It was really cool to be back here and, going back upstairs to the original place where it was. It was a cool event this year. They weren't sure if anybody was going to turn up, and it was great. There was a big amount of tickets sold, and there were lots of people there. It was good to have no social distancing or any of that, which is what they probably thought might happen if they ran it last year. So it's good to just kind of have that freedom. Now, as soon as you came in, it was in this upstairs suite, and if you've seen previous videos, you would have seen this one, and this is Amiga Ireland. Now, this is on the Friday, so people had just come in and they'd just kind of set up, and they were arriving from all international places. It's good to have it on the Friday because people could come, set their machines up, they're all sorted for the next big day. Now, they had a series of talks and workshops which were pretty awesome. They had Nick Veach speaking, Ron Nicholson, they had Rob Smith as well. It was just really good fun, and Jarlath was doing the talks throughout, and they had a good team, the core team of Amiga Ireland, bringing the events together. It was really good just to see people all sitting around, and there's Stephen Leary, RMC, and Banjo Guy Ollie, who I met for the first time. Now, Rob Smith did a really interesting talk, but he was also talking about retro.directory, which is his directory. And then, of course, we had Ron Nicholson from the original Amiga team. And man, Ron was so humble. He was giving some absolutely amazing answers. He's just such a nice guy. Great to hear him talk. He was like, I don't have much to talk about. And then he talked for ages. So that was really great to see. There's some tales about Steve Jobs and some tales about the Amiga scene as well. The cool thing about this one was it was quite like a user group meet, but there was a lot of game playing going on, especially a lot of sensible soccer. And here's Namco's with his Mr. setup as well. There were plenty of machines out there, and a lot of people were just gaming, hanging around, chilling with their mates and chatting. It didn't have that crazy trade show feel that Amiga Germany did or the other shows. It felt more kind of organic, this one. And this is the main day on the Saturday. Now, one thing that really impressed me was this CD32. They seem to be running a full setup on there, and they had a workbench all set up and pre-installed in the, I think that's Classic Workbench environment, which is pretty cool. Also playing Settlers there, which is an amazing game. And then the amount of multi-taps on that machine was pretty good. And this user group, this BBS was running as well on Amiga Gemini, which was cool. Hoffman's new title, which a lot of people were playing and enjoying. They're on the CD32. They had Nivrig as well, behind Turbo Tomato, and he was playing. There was a lot of people loving Nivrig's games and seeing these kind of new titles. It's good to see these machines set up. There was some classic Commodore machines as well there, so you have the C64. Also had this really nice power supply in a translucent box. I think this might be the Meanwhile power supply, but it was nice to see on an Amiga 500. I thought that was quite cool. I kind of like, you know, the chunkiness of it and like having some display on there. Of course, there was essential snacks as well. Snack, which I've never actually tried before. Cadbury snack. It looked quite tasty. And there was these awesome little joypads as well, which were being prototyped by my friends from a Dutch company that had these kind of, they were like 3D printed, but also they had like the little control switches in there, very much like the Switch. I really like the vibe actually. They were also compatible with the C64, so you know they were playing it here on the Amiga. I thought these were a cool little nice design, and then they were also playing it on the C64. There was a lot of vampires there as well, and this was another souped up Amiga with a warp card in there. It was great to just have people's machines on display, and of course the Solus project by Rob Cranley, which provides LEDs, a bit of party vibe. But also we had a wonderful machine there from Andy that was done up. Now the Krispy Kremes, oh my god, this was available all day, and you know, donuts make everybody happy, so it was good to see that there were some Krispy Kremes provided. It was great because there was lots of people just playing titles. There were a few people there recapping, doing Amiga repairs as well, and I think he's soldering a terrible fireboard here, and Stephen Leary actually came up and said, "Oh, I made that," which was pretty awesome. Also have a nice CD32 running here, and X5000 as well. But as this was going on, Jarlath was doing talks with Nick Veach as well, the editor of Amiga Format, so it was cool to see. It's also a huge repair and recapping station with lots of accelerators, and you know, that was really awesome to see. Lots of different projects on the go, you know, these new boards where they've got all the chips taken out and they're replaced, and it was always nice to see that kind of attention to hardware. They had a big price list here as well, and you can see there's like Blizzard boards there as well, lots of terrible fires. This was cool to see. It's from the Infinitive case, powered by Amiga. You might remember that logo. And I think this was the ATX form, or this is a huge version of an Amiga. I'm not sure what's going on there. It looks pretty impressive though. And this was a 2000 as well, which looks absolutely ram-packed with cards and lots of impressive stuff running on there. OS 3.2 as well, and a tower which was just absolutely rammed. And I love all these kind of towers and, you know, conversions that people have done themselves, and they were running DigiBoost, which I really need to have a play with and check out, because that looks like a really cool piece of software. There was also some modern Amigas there, well, Amiga Next Generations. There was a Vampire standalone one there. There was a mini Amiga as well. Lots of mini Amigas about, which was nice to see. We had a few linked up machines. There's a FPGA Retro Man Cave machine there. I've totally forgotten the name of that one, but that was awesome to see. Yeah, there was loads of people just playing, repairing stuff. Your classic Amiga Magic Pack there. I haven't seen one of those for a long time. And then here we have beautiful Amiga 3000, which just looks really nice. And I always love the case design of that. It's a very sexy machine, isn't it? And that was also running Amiga Gemini. Then we had the ultimate competition going on. We had some football competitions further down, which I did participate in. And it's nice to see all of these machines. This is the Raspberry Pi one in a tiny little case as well, and there was a few little versions of that. It was good because people could travel with those, you know, light Raspberry Pi ones, and this was the Sensible Wielder Soccer Knockout competition. It was intense. It was really intense. I did a bit of practice, but I didn't get past round one. But it was really cool to watch people and the teams that they picked and the kind of balance of games that were going on. Now, it wouldn't be Ireland without, Amiga Kit being there as well. They popped along, they had a few things, and then we went to the pub, of course. So it's great to be at the pub at night. That's Trevor, and we had a drink, and as it always goes in Ireland, it ended up in a nightclub. Now, we always have a bit of cheesy dancing in a nightclub. It was really good fun to end the night, just dancing the night away, having a big laugh with everyone. And that's what Ireland's about. It's really about the people hanging out and just doing stuff for the crack. For years, there's not been an Amiga show in the UK. I've decided to take it on, actually run an Amiga show, and get all the user groups together, all the companies, and let's have a big show, an exciting one. So check out www.amigashow.com. We are aiming for July in Nottingham, in the centre of the country. Let us know what you think, any suggestions, but also sign up to the newsletter for more information.